Cave Dweller. I have begun Cave Dweller. I'm on a. Hello, Cave Dweller. I'm on a. Well, no longer am I on the Vision Quest, but I am on a journey to embrace an indigenous metaphysics that is alien to me. It's Peruvian, it's Inca, it's Andean, it's of the mountains. I had been looking for a Native Indigenous American way to communicate with country and spirit, but I couldn't find anything. This one came to me, and I jumped on the opportunity, and they delivered these rites. And with us there was a woman from Houston. She was my age, and we were talking about Hurricane Elisha. For some reason, it came up in conversation during lunch, and she said, "Yeah, I remember that. That was scary." And I was so grateful that somebody had said that. I said, "Thank you for saying that it was scary. It was freaking terrifying." And when I went home back to Milwaukee after that summer, I told my friends, "Hey, I was in Hurricane Elisha," and I was proud. I was proud to have lived through it. It was heroic. And they were like, like it meant nothing to them. They didn't even care. They had no response. It was like I said nothing, and it caused me to doubt myself. Like, well, I guess it's not a big deal then. So I lived with that for 30, 40 years until this woman said it was scary. And I was like, wow, you're right. So we went in, we got another rite. And after that rite, I started thinking about Hurricane Elisha and how the trees were trying to kill me. There was an old tree behind our kitchen that at a previous storm, lightning had struck. Bam! I was in the kitchen at the time. Lightning hits it. Sounds like a bomb going off. Next thing I know, I'm not in the kitchen anymore. I ran out on autopilot. Our dad said that tree is probably going to fall during the storm. So if you hear it breaking, run into the farthest room away from it, which was his bedroom. And we're in the living room during the middle of the storm, and we hear a tree breaking, and my dad looks at me and goes, "Here it comes!" Like this look of glee on his face. I couldn't believe it. I'm terrified. I run into his room, and as I go through the door, I see ahead of me the window, and outside the window, a branch comes down. And it misses the window, but it just slices the screen cleanly. Doesn't touch the glass. It was a different tree. Later on that eventful day, an even larger tree than the one by our kitchen came down. It was a greater diameter than your coffee table. And it came down straight down the street. It didn't touch any house. Boosh. So these three trees are trying to kill me. Anyway, I was thinking about this storm after the Nooster rites and how my dad, when the eye of the hurricane came over, got in the car and went out for a joyride to look at the damage, just to check things out. And the Pacos, after the rites, there was a time of reflection, and they asked me to speak about what happened. And typically, during all the rites, I felt nothing. I noticed nothing. But I told them I had this daydream of my dad, blah, 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 the one I just told you. And one of the Pacos said, the significance of this vision is that the issue has been taken and is blown away. And I was so emotional about it. This happened 2-3 years ago because, first of all, this block I have, I see no solution to it ever. I can't get over it. So that was a great relief to hear. But also, equally impactful was the idea that this daydream was a vision.